Hey guys, I'm Emily and this is Brooks Family Farm, and as you can see, it is about time to get this garden put to bed for the fall. We've had our second light frost. Today is October 14th. Our first light frost was October 8th. One reason I need to go ahead and just clear this out is I've got some stuff that I can be planting right now. My tulip orders are starting to come in, and I've got some irises that I've been holding on to just because I didn't have a good place to put them. So I can put those in here for this year. I've gotten 3 boxes of tulips so far. I may go ahead and get into those here in a minute because I haven't opened them. I need to open them and see how they look. The first one came a few days ago, and then the other 2 came the last couple of days. Now begins the tulip excitement and obsession, and I did it all winter last year and all spring, and I just get so excited for these flowers, more so than any others that I grew. And maybe it's because it takes so long, I don't know. I just love them so much. So I did go a little overboard ordering. Last year I grew 400, but I had a pretty good customer response. Those were my first flowers I ever sold. So anyway, I have tulips to get in, iris to get in, I have some peony roots to get in. And this year, if you watched my walkthrough video, you kind of have an idea what we're planning to do. So not all of that do I want out here. I want this to kind of be more my full sun area, which all those flowers enjoy full sun, and my other area is full sun also, but this is like scorching sun. Anyway, for this winter we've decided we are not going to build raised edges for these beds. We're going to leave them and work them as is, and then we're going to work on building raised beds in the backyard. So this is kind of my area. I can plant fall stuff and it needs to go in somewhere. So I was waiting for those spaces really. I'm just going to put them all here, and even though they are perennials, I can move them if I need to, if we need to raise these beds up, or if I find I want to move them to the back. The important thing is to get them in the ground. So I'm going to do that. So I actually just got 2 more boxes in the mail today. So I might have half of my tulips in already. We'll see. We'll take a look. I haven't opened them yet. But this is my stack. So I think it's about time that I open them and see what I have. Okay, so real quick, we have this bag of 100 black parrot tulips. We have this bag of my very favorite from last year that I can't pronounce, but it's 100 Godoshnik double. Good. This is a giant bag of 200. This is just a double mix. So the double peonies. So the double tulips are the ones with like the big fluffy flowers that look like peonies, that are basically the only ones I ever want to grow. I have a few single tulips, but no, doubles, parrots, fringe is my jam. Okay, so this, which one is this? Yeah. So this is a box of 150. They're just loose in here. Just loose tulipy goodness. 150 of a fringe mix. So these are all fringe, and they're not the only fringe I'm getting. I'm getting more. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I haven't even had any coffee. Okay, so if you're trying to kick caffeine, just order tulip bulbs. It'll do it for you. I didn't even open this one because it's the same. Okay, so this is 150, and this is also 150, and they're just loose in these boxes. These are a guy I ordered from wholesale through a Facebook group. Anyway, this is his workhorse mix, so it's 300 of just the workhorse mix that are just a mix of really good cut flower tulips. I don't remember how many he said roughly were going to be doubles, or if there were going to be any singles, or if it was all going to be doubles. I don't remember. I'm just excited. So this big box is from Leo Burby. I ordered my tulips from them back in June, and then I placed another order recently. This is where a lot of my dahlias are going to come from, and kind of a restock on some of my allium. Cut the box all the way. Aw, there's a little pin and a koozie and what looks like, oh, I thought it was going to be flower food. It's a mini stroopwafel, which reminds me my coffee's inside in the French press. It's going to be real strong by now. Yeah, so fun. This is 100 of either Queen of Night or Apricot Beauty. Those are my two singles for sure that I ordered. Queen of Night is just dark black, beautiful. It's my favorite flower color. If you like black flowers, you're in the right place. Apricot Beauty is just what it sounds like, a beautiful, like corally peachy pink. These lost their labels. So one's Queen of Night, one's Apricot Beauty. I'm going to label them both. They will be obvious which is which once they bloom. Oh my gosh, so excited. Last one. This is 100. All I could get was 100 because they're really low in stock and I had to look a few places for them. It's called Renown Unique. It's a double. It's gorgeous. So I've got to get to work getting the garden prepped and getting these in the ground, but then it's just the countdown. So there were 2 mini stroop waffles in the Leo Burby box, and I'm told that they're for Helen and Hugh. So darn. But thank you, Leo Burby. Next time send 3. Now I have my coffee. Maybe that'll calm me down a little bit. Probably not. So me and the kids got busy and it's actually the next day. So I want to show you what I did a little bit yesterday, which is not a lot, and then continue on. So this is the first row of my garden. This used to be blackberries. So you've seen the oregano and sage. I don't know if this far part has actually made it onto YouTube. I filmed it a couple times and then it was just such a mess. Anyway, this is where I had my ranunculus and then later grew a really great crop of Johnson grass. So I've been in here. This is where I'm putting my iris. So the Johnson grass that was here is just kind of a bear. It's really hard to deal with. I don't know how to kill it. So I'm going to try and work around it and do the best I can. I'm putting the iris in here because in my experience around my area in west central Missouri, iris grow like weeds. When I lived in town, I had to pull them out like weeds all the time. So they grow really well. They have really strong growth habit. So they can compete a little bit, I think. Also, they will be bloomed and done early in the year before the Johnson grass takes off at all. So I can mulch really heavy in between them and then just see how it goes keeping up with the Johnson grass. So a really fun thing that happened, since this is where I had my ranunculus and then it just got overgrown, so I didn't actually dig my ranunculus, is as I'm planting these iris, I am finding these ranunculus corms. I think they look fine. I think I'm going to dry those. So that's exciting. This is just an experiment. I think I'll probably end up with like 20 corms. Not enough to make a difference compared to my 800 that I already have, but enough to experiment and let me know if it's worth my time trying to pull them up next year, which I'm sure it is, but I just didn't do it this year. This is actually a ranunculus that has sprouted, so it went dormant over summer and it has sprouted back, and I should definitely dig it up because it's going to get frozen really soon, but I just think it's too cute, so I'm going to leave it and see how long it lasts. So I got the iris in. I don't remember all the varieties, but I'll try and go look them up here real quick. Absolute Treasure, Baboon Bottom, Black is Black, Play with Fire, Poem of Ecstasy, Raven Girl, Sky and Sun, Society Page, Starring, Struck Twice, Swingtown, Tomorrow Sunset, Wench, and Wildcat Red. So we put the iris at the end of this first row. Second row has a tomato trellis as well as a few perennials, lamb's ear daisies, yarrow. We're going to leave it. This third row was glads and snapdragons, so we need to dig up the glads. So here in the fifth row, I'm going to put my peonies in front. There is a tomato cage, a tomato trellis out back. So I'm going to put these in, and I've seen some interesting things about doing green beans over top of your peonies. So this would be a great place for green beans anyway, so I'm going to put them in here. I've always heard peonies don't like to be moved and you set yourself back if you dig them up and transplant them, but we are definitely going to put that to the test because I doubt this is a very good permanent home for my peonies. And maybe it is. Maybe I'll just add some more and I'll have peonies all throughout my garden in the future. That could be cool. But even if it's not, I'm going to put them in here this year. They're going to stay here over winter and into next year. And next fall, if I have a good place, I will dig them up and move them. It's not going to kill them. It might set me back a little bit, but it's going to be fine. So I'm really sorry this video is all over the place. Today is October 30th. I don't even remember the last day that I looked at tulips, but it's been a week or two ago. I had a lot more come in, and it is time to start sorting them so I can plant. I ordered from several different sources, and so I have some of the same tulip, Queen of Night for instance, that I ordered 100 from one supplier, 100 from another supplier. So I want to organize that so when I plant them they can all be together. But I have got my book out and made a little chart and cross-reference that with the tulips I've gotten in and with each of my suppliers. And I told you I thought I had ordered like 2,300, and with what I ordered, it is actually 3,030. The 30 is just because usually I order in quantities of 100 or 150, but I ordered 30 of like this ice cream tulip that I want to try. So about 3,000 bulbs that I've ordered. They're not quite all in yet, but everything that I need to consolidate to plant well is in. So I'm going to start with these boxes from Jake's Facebook group, a wholesale for the small scale grower. Wholesale for the small scale grower, because they're easy to identify. They're in the USPS boxes. So with this, I can see the invoice number. It's my 150 fringe mix. So I'm just going to write fringe on the box. So when I'm planting, I know that. I'll cross it off my list. Earlier this morning, it was today, Jake posted some extra fringe tulips. And I ordered another box of 150 because I thought I was still around the 2,300 number. So I won't plant that yet because I know I'm getting some more. Yeah. I have 2 boxes of the workhorse. We already opened those. I can pretty well put these anywhere because I don't know what's in them. They're just a mix. Now we're on to the named varieties and where I need to do some more organizing. This has come in since the last video. This is Queensland. It is a double fringe tulip. It's the only double fringe tulip I've been able to order this year. I didn't know they existed until I saw this one on the Leo Burby site. And since then I've seen there are several types of double fringe tulip, but I have 200 of this Queensland and I am so excited. If they're half as beautiful as I think they're going to be, so I love a double and I love a fringe, and putting them together just seems like the best thing ever. So, this is really cute. This is actually sold as a display box. So like if I had a farm store, I would just like put these out for sale. But they're just going to go in my ground. It does make it really easy to see what it is though, and the price was like the same. I also have Orange Princess. I can get the glare off of it. Just a really pretty orange double with like a line. It's just pretty. So got that one. This is 100 parrot mix. This is another 100 Queen of Night, so that makes 200 so far that I've gotten of those. And this is what I said I wouldn't order. Funny what we say we won't order. This is 100 Triumph tulips mixed. They're what you think of when you think of tulips. Like just bright single tulips. And I said I didn't want any of those, but I did get 100 of them, and they will make really nice additions to bouquets. So I think they'll look nice. They won't be the star of the show, but I think they'll be nice. I also am so happy this year because I got these bulb crates. I ordered enough that I have 3. So when you order bulbs, a lot of times they'll come in these crates and you can use them for lots of things, and I have wanted to use them but never had access to them, and so apparently all you have to do is buy just an outrageous number of tulips. Another 100 Gadoshnik double. I think I have 300 of this. So that's the first I'm putting in that crate because I know I need to get those together. And here's the other 100. So this was 200. So this is 100 Charming Beauty, which is a double, and I'm really excited to see it in person because I've seen pictures where it's more peachy apricot and other pictures where it's more like yellowish. So I'm excited to see what it's really like. That's what I've been really wanting to grow. This is another 100 Black Parrot. So I have 200 Black Parrot along with the 200 Queen of Night. I was listening to a podcast lately where they talked about not wanting to order a lot of dark colored ranunculus because ranunculus blooms in the spring and people don't want the dark colors in the spring. It's more of a fall thing. And that may prove true. So just because I love these dark black flowers, it doesn't mean my customers will. So I'm very interested to see next spring if people are wanting like the really pastel or if they're really vibing with the dark flowers like I do. I don't know. What I did this past year with tulips and ranunculus both is I just mixed. Like I would just put those dark colors in with the brighter colors and I thought it made a beautiful arrangement. So I will probably still do that. I may try just as an experiment and do some arrangements more bright and some leaning towards the darker colors just to see what people like. But I feel like when I put them together almost rainbow style, I just think they look so happy and so beautiful and you get a little bit of all of the goodness. But with 3,000 tulips, it kind of doesn't matter what I like and I really need to be learning what my customers like. So if you have any feedback as a flower grower or a flower customer, please feel free to share with me and I will kind of find out trial by fire, I think, here. So the rest of these tulips we went over in the previous section, and it's just a matter of sorting them out. So I had those ones that missed their labels, Queen of Night and Apricot Beauty. So I've got a box here that will hold 300. I'm going to put my 2 Queen of Night and my 100 Apricot Beauty and plant those, mark them as such, and it'll be obvious to see what's what. I do have one more. The tag had fallen off. I got 100 of Icun, which is another like reddish orange double. I have a lot of kind of those bright doubles. I've never grown Icun. I grew Godoshnik double and Orange Princess both last year and loved them. And I think this will kind of fit right in there. Correction, I thought I had 200 black parrot. I miscounted. I have 300 black parrot tulips and I could not be more excited. Thank you so much for following along this video. If you've enjoyed it at all, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more. We're definitely going to be doing a lot this fall and winter. I've got to get all these tulips in the ground and I'll take you along for that. I've got to get a few other things done in the garden, other fall bulbs planted. And we'll be building some raised garden beds. It's just going to be, there's a lot to do. I'm excited to do it, but there is a lot to get done, and I'll bring you along for it. So subscribe. I'll be posting these videos regularly. Comment down below what you're most excited to see or what you're working on this winter. Whether you farm or not, there's always 10 million things going on, right? But sometimes it seems like the winter is a good time to get projects done that otherwise get forgotten or pushed aside in the summer. So let me know what you're working on or what you'd like to see here. There is a lot that we do behind the scenes just because I'm fairly new to vlogging and recording what we do. So if there's anything that you're curious about, wanting to know if we're doing, let me know and I can always film it for you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really hope you enjoyed it. Bye. So I've done the final tally of what I have on hand and what is still coming, and this is the final. And I do not think I will be ordering anymore. So on hand I have 2250. And then still yet, it's those Facebook ones. It's Jake's that I'm waiting on that I forget that I'm waiting on, but I've got them all written down. I know what's coming now. So I have 930 that I'm still waiting on, but I'll be able to start planting and I see what it is that I'm waiting on. I know where to put it. So that 150 fringe that I just ordered, I didn't put in my total in the beginning. So my total is 3180 of what I'll be putting in the ground. Roughly 3,000. It's easier to deal in rough numbers, right? So 3180. I should not order any more. Last year I planted 400 tulips and I can store these tulips. I stored them really successfully last year for 4 or 5 weeks in the cooler. So I know I can store them and bring them to farmers markets, and I know they're a really great product. Everyone loves tulips, I think. Maybe not as much as me, but everyone does enjoy them, it seems like, especially in the spring. Easter, Mother's Day are right in there. I'm going to be working on a subscription ASAP. So I think I should be okay, but I'm starting to get a little bit nervous about my ability to sell this many tulips. We'll just have to see.